Hello, welcome to this new compare video. Today I will answer one of the frequent questions we got on the customer service about the difference between aluminum frame and carbon frame. So here I took as example the XXX aluminum frame versus the ACCEL carbon frame, and let's talk about the main difference first. Is basically the weight. With the carbon frame, of course, we can for the same setup get a lighter frame. For example, on this 4x 110 millimeters setup here, the carbon frame is 155 grams when the aluminum frame is 200 grams. So it's almost 25% lighter on the carbon frame. It's quite surprising. When you get the frame in the end, you really feel how light it can be. But to get also in different details, it can appear that this frame is a little bit longer or a little bit different height, but actually the setup, when we really compare both frames, even like this, you would say, oh, the carbon frame for the same setup is a little bit longer. But when you do this comparison, you have to compare the length of the frame based on the middle of the axles here, and so they are exactly the same. Only on the carbon frame it's gonna be a little bit longer on the extremity, which influence absolutely not the performance, but it's needed because of the construction of the frame. We need to go a little bit longer here, and we need to be a little bit lower here compared to the aluminum frame, but actually the setup are exactly the same. Very similar height and exact similar length. If you look at how wide is the frame, actually the carbon frame will be a tiny bit more wide at the axles part compared to aluminum, but it's very minimal, but it can make a little difference on the track. And if the frame is closer to the wheels, like on the aluminum, it's maybe a little advantage for track for the aluminum frame compared to the carbon frame. In terms of construction, also on the aluminum we can use the CNC shape and CNC cut to create different shape, and to give rigidity to the frame we have the bridge inside the frame, which we usually don't have in carbon frame. You can see it's completely empty in the inside, and the stiffness comes from the construction, and we have on this ACCEL frame this kind of shape coming back inside the frame, and this is what gives the nice stiffness on the frame also. Technically we would say maybe the aluminum feels a little more stiffer than the carbon, but it depends also on the feeling of the skater. One difference that we have also between these two models, it can vary from a model of aluminum frame to another also, but here the XXX in its shape in the upper part is a little bit more narrow, when the ACCEL carbon frame is a little more wide in the deck, in each deck of the frame. So actually when the deck here is more wide, it gives a little more stability, and it gives more control for the edge to edge to control your frame nicely like this. The aluminum will be a little bit more reactive, and when you switch edge to edge you will go kind of faster like this. So if your technique prefer to have like a fast movement when you go edge to edge, maybe the aluminum frame is better for you. If you like to have a lot of control on the edge, really every millimeter like this, maybe the carbon frame like the ACCEL one, when it's a little wider, is a better choice for you. Also in the feeling, basically the aluminum feels different from the carbon, and when we skate, the aluminum is maybe a little more responsive. So actually the sprinter, they still kind of prefer to use aluminum frame, but when you go longer in distance, the tendency is that the skater use more and more the carbon frame. Last year at World Championship, Jacopo Montilla was winning point race and 10 kilometers, and the elimination race also on the carbon frame. So it was like a 50-50 battle, let's say, in results between the skater. But when it starts to go into the marathon, actually the preferred choice of the skater is to go on the carbon frame, especially because it's much lighter, and it's like 25% lighter, So when you really bring back your skate so many times during a race, during 1 hour for a marathon, it makes a difference on how much energy you can save during the race. On the point race or elimination, the advantage of having a lighter frame, I think this is why it's working also more and more now, is like you can get a better acceleration out of the corner, and when you have to repeat so many acceleration in a point race or in the elimination, maybe the carbon frame start to be an advantage. But yeah, just remember, the shorter distance you go, the tendency is still to prefer aluminium. The longer distance we go, the tendency is to go more into carbon frame. So it really depends basically a little bit of your technique. Some skater will still prefer for every distance the aluminium, some other prefer the carbon frame. If you are if you like to have the skate super responsive, I still suggest the aluminium is a better one. If you like to have a skate that make you save more energy, that will give you, let's be, more control of your age, I would suggest you to go with the carbon frame. So thanks for following. I hope you have the chance one day to test these two beautiful products, and I will see you in the next video.